Alright guys, we're doing another video, Truth in Movies, and I'm watching iRobot. It was inspired by a TikTok video from a guy who works at Tesla saying that they are building robots, and he was saying how 80% of the jobs will be overtaken by these robots. Not to create fear, but like heads up, 80% of the jobs, that's a big chunk of people who are going to be whose jobs will be given to robots. So if you are a cashier, if you are a even a nurse, if you are a driver. Last week I watched the series about the founder of Uber and how he was like, he was so happy for the day that cars can drive themselves because he didn't want to have to deal with drivers complaining about unfair wages, so and he was saying how Tesla has a whole, they're getting ready to unleash all these robots on humanity. So these technology companies are just wanting, and in this movie iRobot, the robots start to rebel against the humans, deciding like they just have their own consciousness. And in this movie, the alarming things so far have been about, well, first of all, the robots that have emotions, who have dreams, so they're making them really human-like. To me, that's like, is that a spirit inside of the robot? Like, what's the deal with the emotions and the dreams? And well, that's not the biggest thing. The biggest thing was how they, all the cars in the future were this. I think this movie is supposed to be in 2035, 10 15 years, 10 11 years from now. And how there's like no more cars with gas. They're like, there's this one part which is like, is that a gas motorcycle? Gas can explode, right? And then when the guy's driving manually, she's like, you're driving manually? You just missed the turn and you almost got us killed. So like immediately you're seeing the subliminals of have an electric future where everything's electric, which means they can control everything, and don't drive manually. And also, when she go the main two main characters, one's younger, one's older. Will Smith's character has like a CD player or something like that that plays music that you have to like plug in, and she was talking to it like it was Alexa. She's like, start playing, activate, and it just wasn't listening to her. And then he presses with the remote and it starts playing. And they just make it seem like that's so old school. But guess what? If everything is based on all your stuff's on Spotify, all that, well, if you decide not to comply with the microchip and continue in their system, then you're completely outside of that system, disconnected from all things. So I really believe it is important for us to stock up on gas, stock up on our CDs, movies if we want to watch them, and stick to like things that we can like solar power and watch on our own. Because if you're depending on Wi-Fi, if you're depending on like apps, if everything in the future requires digital ID, digital cash, and you don't want to comply with that world, well, now you're on the outside of that, right? So heads up. But this scene, you just see all the robots basically fighting against the humans, and they're all repeating, "You must go home. It's not safe for you to be out. You need to go quarantine." So how easy is it for some evil person on our planet right now to be like, hey, there's a new virus, we're gonna release these robots to tell all the humans to go back to their homes so we don't have to deal with them. And now all these gun control propaganda we've been having all this time, we can't even protect ourselves. And yeah, how do you fight back against machine?